What if I told you that the secret to wealth isn't just about working harder, but thinking differently? Some of the world's most successful people became rich not because of luck or privilege, but because they mastered the art of desire, belief, and imagination. This is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, a book that sold over 100 million copies and changed millions of lives. But what is actually inside this 1937 classic? And more importantly, how can it change your life today? Let's unpack the principles that make up the backbone of Napoleon Hill's philosophy through unforgettable stories, historical truths, and practical steps you can use. Chapter 1. The Power of Thought. Napoleon Hill spent over 20 years interviewing 500 of the most successful people of his time, industrial titans like Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, and Thomas Edison. What he discovered wasn't just about money, it was about mindset. Hill begins with one bold claim: thoughts are things, not just ideas floating in your mind, but powerful forces that shape your reality. The difference between success and failure often comes down to how you think. Let's pause here. Have you ever noticed how two people can have the same opportunity, tools, or even the same education, but one excels and the other gives up? It's not luck. Hill believed it was the mindset. Let's look at the story of R.U. Darby. He wanted to find gold during the gold rush, so he bought tools, picked a spot, and started digging. But after digging for a while, he found nothing. He got frustrated and gave up. He thought the gold was gone, so he sold his tools to a junk man for a very low price. But the junk man didn't just guess. He asked a mining expert for help. The expert checked the land and found a huge gold vein just 3 feet away from where Darby had stopped digging. That story hits hard. Why? Because it's not just about gold, it's about life. Most people stop digging 3 feet from their breakthrough. And the difference isn't talent or luck, it's a mindset. Are you someone who quits when results aren't immediate? Or are you someone who believes so strongly in your vision that you're willing to push a little further, think a little smarter, and bring in the tools you need to succeed? Hill called this the difference between being success-conscious and failure-conscious. Success-conscious people don't just grind, they think their way through. They learn, they adjust, and they keep moving forward because they know success isn't just about working hard, it's about thinking in alignment with your goals. So the next time you're ready to give up, ask yourself, am I just 3 feet away? And even deeper than that, what thoughts am I allowing to dominate my mind today? Because if thoughts are things, then your future starts with the ones you're having right now. Chapter 2. Faith. Belief in the attainment of desire. Desire is the spark, but faith is the fuel that keeps the engine running. Without it, even the strongest desire eventually burns out. But don't get confused. Napoleon Hill isn't talking about religious faith. He's talking about something far more personal. That's believing in yourself. This isn't about pretending to be something you're not. It's about rewiring your mind to truly believe that success is your natural state, not some distant dream. And here's the good news. This kind of faith isn't something you're either born with or not. According to Hill, faith is a state of mind that can be created on purpose through repetition. What does that mean? It means you can train your brain to believe in your dream. And the tools to do it? Auto-suggestion, repetition, affirmation, visualization. Now let me break it down. Imagine you have a goal: to build $1 million business, to become a great speaker, or to live a life of financial freedom. The first step is to write that goal down. Not once, not twice, but every day. Say it out loud, feel it, see it. Even if it feels awkward at first, keep doing it, because over time, something magical happens. That's your conscious words start to sink into your subconscious mind, the part of you that controls your habits, emotions, and decisions without you even realizing it. That's where belief is built. Hill writes, repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith. Think about Muhammad Ali. Before the world ever called him the greatest, he called himself that over and over. I am the greatest. He said it so many times his mind had no choice but to believe it. And once he believed it, the world eventually followed. That's the power of faith in action. So when you write down your desires, speak them out loud like they're already true. Not once, not when it's convenient, but every single day. Make it a habit because repetition builds belief. And belief, unshakable faith, is what turns a dream into a reality. Chapter 3. Autosuggestion. Your subconscious mind never sleeps. It's constantly absorbing information, whether you're aware of it or not, and that's where autosuggestion comes in. So, what is autosuggestion? Think of it as self-talk, but with purpose. It's the act of deliberately feeding your mind with the thoughts, affirmations, and beliefs that support your goals. Napoleon Hill puts it like this: any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. That means the more you repeat something with emotion and intention, the more it sinks in. Over time, your subconscious begins to accept it as truth. Let's break that down. It's not just about saying positive things. It's about saying them with belief, feeling, and consistency. Emotion is the fuel, and repetition is the key. Think of athletes. Before a big fight or a major game, many of them go into a mental zone. Imagine a boxer in the locker room, eyes closed, breathing deeply, repeating, "I am the champion. I have already won." To an outsider, it might sound like hype, but it's more than that. It's mental conditioning. They're training their subconscious to accept victory as a foregone conclusion. And when the mind accepts it, the body follows. Chapter 4. Specialized knowledge. You've probably heard the saying, knowledge is power. But here's the truth Napoleon Hill wants you to understand. Knowledge isn't power unless you use it. Applied knowledge, that's where the magic happens. Hill makes a key distinction between two types of knowledge: general knowledge and specialized knowledge. Most of us pick up general knowledge in school, math, history, and science. It's broad but shallow. It doesn't necessarily make you money. You can get a PhD in history and still struggle to pay your bills. Specialized knowledge, on the other hand, is focused, practical, and problem-solving. It's the kind of knowledge that creates value in the real world. Take Steve Jobs, for example. He wasn't the guy building the iPhone circuit boards. He wasn't a software engineer, but he had something incredibly rare, that is, specialized knowledge in human behavior and design. He understood how people wanted to interact with technology. That insight, the way he applied it, was Apple's competitive advantage. So what's Hill's advice? You don't need to know everything. You just need to know something valuable and know it deeply. Find a skill or subject that lights you up, something useful, something that solves a real need. Then, study it, master it, and apply it. Are you good at communicating ideas visually? Learn graphic design. Are you great at simplifying complicated ideas? Learn how to teach or coach. Do you love working with numbers? Learn data analytics or personal finance. What matters is depth, not width. Don't try to be a jack of all trades. Be a master of something that matters, because that's the kind of knowledge that attracts attention, opens doors, and yes, creates income. Chapter 5. Imagination. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of the iPhone, a skyscraper piercing the clouds, or a self-driving car. What do they all have in common? They were once just an idea in someone's mind. Every millionaire, every great innovator, before they had the money, the company, or the product, they had a vision, a dream shaped and formed in the one place no one else could see. That's their imagination. Napoleon Hill calls imagination the workshop of the mind. And it's not just a poetic phrase, it's where all success is born. Hill breaks imagination into two powerful forms. 1. Synthetic imagination. This is when you combine existing ideas in new ways. Think of Uber. It didn't invent taxis or smartphones, but it blended the two, a ride-hailing app using GPS and mobile payments. That was synthetic imagination at work. It's like cooking with leftover ingredients in your fridge and still ending up with a gourmet meal. You're not creating something entirely new, but you're innovating by remixing what already exists. 2. Creative imagination. Now this is where the magic happens. Creative imagination is when brand new ideas come out of nowhere. It's intuition, it's that gut feeling, it's the Wright brothers looking at birds and dreaming of flying machines. Nobody had done it before, but their imagination made it real. This is where the boldest dreams live, the kind that seem crazy until they change the world. Here is where you come in. Your imagination can become your greatest tool. Hill advises using it the way a sculptor uses clay, shaping it with intention and care. Many of history's greatest inventions, businesses, and artistic masterpieces stem from creative imagination. Thomas Edison imagined a world lit by electricity when gas lamps were still the norm. The Wright brothers imagined human flight when the idea seemed absurd to most. Steve Jobs envisioned a world where a single device could combine a phone, a music player, and a computer in your pocket long before smartphones existed. So here's a simple exercise that can be life-changing if you do it consistently. Spend 10 minutes a day deeply imagining your future. Not casual daydreaming, but focused, intentional visualization. Close your eyes and picture it vividly, down to the smallest details. Chapter 6. Organized Planning. Let's be real. A dream without a plan? That's just a wish. This is the stage where most people get stuck. They want success, they talk about success, but they never sit down and map out how to actually get there. Napoleon Hill is crystal clear here. Wishing alone will get you nowhere. You need a plan, and more importantly, you need to act on it. Step 1. Form a practical plan. Don't overcomplicate it. Your plan doesn't need to be perfect or even long, just realistic and actionable. Think of it like GPS. You don't have to know every twist and turn, but you do need a direction. Ask yourself, what's the first step? What resources do I need? Who can help me? What might go wrong and how will I handle it? The idea is to make your vision tangible. Write it down. Break it into steps. Suddenly, success doesn't feel like a distant fantasy. It feels achievable. Step 2. Put it into action. This is the kicker. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Most people keep planning forever. They're almost ready but never quite start. Hill warns that this is fatal, so move once you have your plan. Take the first step, no matter how small. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Step 3. If it fails, don't quit, adjust. Let's be honest, your first plan might flop. Guess what? That's normal. Napoleon Hill isn't promising perfection. He's promising progress through persistence. Look at Henry Ford. Before he created the Ford Motor Company, he had multiple business failures. Did he give up? No. He studied what went wrong, built new plans, and kept going. That's the key difference between people who succeed and people who don't. The successful ones treat failure like feedback, not a full stop. If plan A doesn't work, there are 25 more letters in the alphabet. You don't have to do this alone. You shouldn't. Hill emphasizes the power of collaboration. Surround yourself with people who have skills you don't. Delegate, communicate, and create synergy. Think of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Jobs had the vision, and Wozniak had the tech genius. Together, they made magic. Planning doesn't mean burning yourself out trying to do everything. It means creating a system that works, even if that system includes others.